I don't know how many times I have to tell you this, Helldiver, but you are being lied to. This is illegal broadcast number 6, and I'm about to lay down every truth that you refuse to see. August 6th is the escalation of freedom. No, it's the escalation of violence, and Super Earth is the one escalating the violence. Super Earth scientists claim that the migration pattern is changing for the Terminids. Is their migration pattern changing? Or are they trying to escape the psychopaths who literally turned one of their planets into a black hole? Don't forget that Super Earth now says go to their planets, invade their homes, and steal their children. That's right, you're no longer just a maniac with a gun with wanton violence. Now you can add kidnapper to your resume. How does that make you feel, Helldiver? Super Earth scientists claim the automatons are building newer, bigger, badder weapons. But don't forget, they're doing that defensively. The bots are doing that in retaliation to us building bigger, badder weapons. Why do we need a laser-guided rocket launcher that can fire 4 rockets almost instantaneously? Why do we need a rocket launcher that can lock onto their bot fabricators from 50 miles away? The fabricators are where they are built and repaired. That's like a hospital. It can target a hospital basically from space. And do you think they're the ones escalating the violence? And now our scouts are reporting that the bots are able to build super bases? Consider this for a moment. Are they building bigger bases because they want to go to war with us and compete with us? Or are they building bigger bases with more walls, more factories, and more weapons? Because every other base they've built gets infiltrated by 4 guys with 1 brain cell between the 4 of them who detonate the entire thing with literal nuclear arms. Let's talk about the Terminids again for just a moment. Super Earth's finest keep insisting that somehow, some way they're mutating into more grotesque and volatile monsters. What they're conveniently leaving out is why this is happening. Think about it. Why does nature evolve? Nature evolves to either improve upon a design, or when a species is under constant threat of extinction, it finds a way to improve the design so that someone can survive so the species doesn't go extinct. Now think about it, Helldiver. You literally have missions to hunt down millions, if not billions, of bugs. Why do you think they're adapting? If we just left them alone, none of this would happen. Also consider, if we just left them alone, your friends wouldn't be dead. That's right, your friends and loved ones who died fighting the bugs on the various different battlefronts across the last 6 months, that was in vain. They died for nothing. Because Super Earth doesn't care about them, and all they want is the land and oil that the bugs have. Not even to mention, we have bug farms. We don't have to fight them. We already have all that we need, but we want more and more and more. That greed is what is going to destroy Super Earth. Mark my words. And while we're talking about evolution, there's a new biome, a new spooky swamp. Guess what, Helldiver? Swamps are nature. Planets are nature. A new biome doesn't just pop up overnight unless, as we talked about with evolution, there's an existential threat threatening to destroy it for good. That swamp wants you dead. And it's going to find a way to decompose and rot your body. And you know what? I'm on the swamp side. I hope the swamp wins. Because the least you could do to repay your debt to society, to the worlds, to the universe, for all the damage you have caused, is to return your nutrients to the ground in hopes that maybe, just maybe, you feed a bug, a bot, or a planet, and do a little bit of reparations that way. And don't even get me started on this new experimental tech that Super Earth is toying with, that if a Helldiver goes rogue and you remove them from your session, all of a sudden they're placed in an alternate session with all the samples collected. That's not possible unless we're messing with time. They're literally fracturing the timeline and creating alternate universes to share samples. Is that flower really worth messing up the timeline, Helldiver? Do you need 1% more room in your weapons storage? Or your eagle to come back 1% faster? That you're willing to risk the entire continuity of all of forever for a flower? Come on, Helldiver. And finally, we have to talk about the new difficulty. Somehow, Super Earth wants your dives to be even more difficult for, quote, greater rewards. What does that even mean, and why is it necessary? Why is Command making the missions harder if their goal is to win the war? That does not make sense. If your goal is to pick up a box off of the ground, you don't set it on fire first, Helldiver. Come on. As always, I'm sitting in my studio here, recording, trying to talk some sense into you, trying to get you your lives back. And you know what that's going to get me? Like the last 5 times. Someone's going to find my base, call in a 500 kg on me. I'm going to have to relocate, set up a new broadcast tower, just to tell you the things that you already know, but you don't want to hear. Well, guess what, Helldiver? I'm not easily swayed. You're not going to get me to stop just because you keep blowing up my bases. I'm with you until the end, and I will be here when you finally are ready to apologize and tell me that I was right all along. I'll see you shortly, Helldiver, if the swamp doesn't get you first.